This guy has to be studied. If you're a young man trying to figure out what not to do with your life, Corey Holcomb's last few months is an exact explanation of what you should not do. Learning how to manage crisis is not a trait of the blacks. The blacks don't know how to manage crisis. And at the start of this, I thought he handled the first maybe week after the Anton Daniels issue. I thought he handled the first week well. And then he came back and did the worst. That's when I knew he was going to get himself in trouble. Then what a coincidence. The TMZ stuff comes out. And after TMZ, everything just went downhill. And he didn't have a strategy. He started going after content creators, people that have a camera that can turn on a camera and just make videos. He even went after small creators, people that had 1,000 subs, 2,000 subs. You can't win a war like that against the masses with such huge allegations around you. And the way he managed the crisis is what has really brought what I thought was such a great creator, not in the sense of content, but in a sense of comedy. I think this guy has been completely canceled. What do I mean by that? So this is just the 5150 show. If you look really closely, his last couple videos, so last week, the one where you see here, barely cracked 100,000 after 1 week. This is not very typical with him. He would have some moments in the past, but all the struggles have come from about a month ago. Normally, his videos will settle right about at 380 to 390,000, which is a reflection of his audience. Now, if you look at the last few videos, this one really struggled to get to 100,000. This one right here is at 91,000 the day after the stream. But the views usually doesn't tell the story. You have to dig into it a little bit. And this is what I'm going to show you here. So pay attention to what I'm looking at. I just want to preface this by saying I'm not rejoicing that this is happening to him, but I want people to look at this as a case study so that when you don't even have to be a celebrity, but when you have issues, there's a certain way to deal with it. And if you don't know how to deal with it, I think the best option is to keep quiet. Also, you have to show some part of remorse. So that is one thing that was missing with Corey Holcomb. There was no layer of remorse in everything that transpired. And he projected the traits of a narcissist. And when you do that, people tend to tune out. And you can tell that people are leaving. It's one thing to not watch his videos, but if you take the step to unsubscribe, that is something that really doesn't happen on YouTube. If you look at any YouTube channel, any one of them, even small channels, every 30 days, you will have a net gain of subscribers. Even when you don't do much, you may gain +1, +2, +3 in 30 days, but you will not have a negative. You lose some, but you won't lose to a point where the people that are leaving are going to exceed the people that you're gaining, especially if you have such a big platform. If your platform is that big, at worst, you're going to gain 1,000 or 2,000 subs every month. And that is not the case. So let's go over here and look at what I just found out. So this is Corey Holcomb's subscriber count, monthly subscriber count. If you go back to July of 2023, which is 3 years ago, you can see that he's consistently gained subscribers. He's never lost. This is a zero line. Actually, the minimum is 2,000. So his zero line is 2,000. But if you look, he's always gained subs, 6,000, 5,000, 4,000 a month. So he's always gained subs since 2023. Over here, he got a big jump. One in January 2024, I don't know what was going on. He gained 14,000 subscribers in a month. So clearly something happened there that he did so well. But then he went back to his typical 6,000 a month. He had a little down month in April, which is fine. His lowest month was in June of 2024. But you can see here, there's a cycle of him always gain at least 2,000 subscribers a month. but for the most part, 4 to 6,000 subs a month. Some months more than the other. The January here was an anomaly, but you can tell that he's gaining subs. This is healthy and very typical with any creator that has his type of subscriber count. This is very healthy and very consistent. And I'm going to shift, and I hope you guys can see the screen all the way, but I'm going to show you guys something. So if you look right here, July, still very consistent, 4 to 6,000. So the average for him is about 4 to 5,000. Let's say 5,000. Consistently, if you take out the anomalies, that's fine. But very consistent. It's been like this for the last, I went back to 2023. It's been very consistent. He's had down months like October 2025. He gets 2,000 subs. You got to always get something. Then here, 4,000. November 2025. December 3,000. But you're about to see something here. We go to 2026. He starts the year pretty strong. 3,000. Look how many he gained during the Anton saga. He gained 14,000 subscribers just when that Anton thing kicked off. Just when it started, right? There was a lot of interest in that when he showed that, because there's a lot of people that don't like Anton, so a lot of them gravitated towards Corey Holcomb. This is very similar with channels like Lakeisha, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right. I don't know these people. And another channel, Freezy. They gained about 10, 11,000 subs around these times, because they were catering to audiences that hated Anton Daniels, right? So January was a big thing. Or as soon as TMZ dropped and Poetic Flacco and a few other guys started going after him for not being remorseful and not taking accountability, and his true character started to show, you can see he is starting to consistently lose subscribers beyond his threshold. This is it right here. For the first time in his channel's history, he lost 1,000 subscribers. That's people that like unsubscribed, got the hell out of there. Not people that don't want to watch his videos anymore, but people that just looked at this and said, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I don't want nothing to do with this. This is very telling. Again, this does not happen. I've been studying YouTube analytics. I've been watching YouTubers behind the scenes. I've been looking at their numbers, because that's how I can learn. You can only learn by observing and looking at the data, and also watching people's videos and taking a thing or two from their content that you can emulate and do better with your content, right? And if you look here, for the first time, Corey Holcomb lost 1,000 subscribers. He's never lost that. So he went below his minimum threshold of 2,000 gain to a net of negative 1,000. And if you look, that is extending into March. He lost another. He's been on a losing trend for right about a negative 1,000 between February and March. Okay. The update will publish here in a couple of days. I'll come back and look at it. But clearly, these are numbers that you cannot deny. Okay. That people are leaving. People are leaving. It may not be like a lot of people is 1,000, but that should tell you where people's sentiments are. And then if you add in the people that don't watch his videos, that are subscribers, just haven't taken out the time to go unsubscribe, that's also there, because that will reflect in the views. And again, if you look at the views, the bottom chart here is the views. He consistently gets about 1.8 to 2 million views, or about 1.2 million views a month, right? That's a good average. If you go across the board, 1.1, yeah, but let's say 1 million views a month, right? For his 4 shows that he does in a month. With views, high views come subscribers. Those are all directly related. When you get a lot of views, you're going to get a little bit more subscribers. Those charts will tend to look the same. The same time, when there's a lot of interest, if you look at the 2 maps, there was a lot of views. He gained 3.3 million views when that saga was going. But then if you go into looking at his thresholds, he's dropped back down to about 1.2 million, which is, I wouldn't say severely underperforming, but is lower than, if you see, I put a line there for you to know what the numbers look like in comparison to all his previous months for the last 3 years. And if you look back, My line is only touching about 4 or 5 points, which are about 3 years ago. So this is the lowest view count in 3 years. But you got to think about it. He's got more subscribers now than he had 3 years ago. So this is severely underperforming. And I think this is only going to get worse as the days come along. But is this the end of Corey Holcomb? He's a comic. I won't count him out. I think people in America are very forgiving. If he comes out and he makes a video apologizing to his audience and let his audience know that he's going to go out there and get some help because he needs a bit of help. Even if you don't get the help, just say it. Just tell your audience, hey, I'm going to take a month off or a couple months off. Craig is going to hold the line and I'm going to go get some help. Okay? And get the help you need. When you come back, while you're getting the help, reach out to some of your critics like O'Shea Duke Jackson, Anton Daniels, and Poetic Flacco, and apologize to them. And maybe try to do a sit down with them. It doesn't have to be one-on-one, but try to collab with them and talk over how you guys healed your issues. It'll attract new interest. It'll bring your audience back. Not everybody, but you're going to gain a new level of respect. And maybe you can redeem yourself that way. And also apologize for the pedo stuff, because that's really what got people out of here, right? Well, anyway, let me know what you guys think about these analysis that I've just done on the Corey Holcomb channel. I'm too small, but I hope Corey's watching, because I did give him some advice at the end of the analysis, and I hope that he takes it, because I think that's a good way to save it. He's lost, but he's not lost a whole lot. So this is very salvageable. This is something that he can fix, but he really needs to show some remorse, and he needs to reach out to these other YouTubers behind the scene and hope that maybe he can recalibrate, get back to doing jokes, right? The things that really got people to watch the Corey Holcomb show.